I was wrestling Randy one time, man, and I was trying to get in and he like kicked the rope when I was coming in and he pulled me out over the second rope and he grabbed me and boom, and he gave me the DDT. Who do you think gave him that move right here, dude? That happened one time. Now it happens every time.
All right, this is Bill Apter down here at the Apter Chat, and I'm talking to my second favorite wrestler, RVD. Yeah, so RVD, those initials, when you hear people say that RKO is the three initials that define everything in wrestling, what do you say?
Yeah, they're right. That sounds reasonable.
They are?
That sounds reasonable, sure.
Yeah. What do you think of Randy Orton? Just he's come back now. Have you seen him wrestling recently?
I've seen a little bit, I mean, he looks great like he always
Yeah.
does. I've
Yeah.
known Randy since he was a little kid, peeking over the stalls in the bathroom.
Is that right?
Oh my God, dude, I could tell you some stories, but what good would that do? But
Well, go for one. Go for one.
you know what? No, because I don't want to. I can't. I gotta. If I do, I gotta think of a positive story. That's not. I was talking about necessarily. I was just talking about. But Randy's cool. Oh, here's one. Here's how I'm going to use your request and manipulate it into just giving a fact out there that has nothing
You're
to do with.
supposed to be doing
But
that.
dude, you know that I was wrestling Randy one time, man, and I was trying to get in and he like kicked the rope when I was coming in and he pulled me out over the second rope and he grabbed me and boom, and he gave me the DDT. Who do you think gave him that move right here, dude? That happened one time. Now it happens every time.
Wow.
Isn't
Wow.
that great? I'm so OG, Bill. I either gave everybody their finish or I did their finish way before they did.
Wait a minute. So that's interesting. Nobody's ever talked about it. So who else have you kind of like given finishes to through the years?
God, now you're gonna give me thought questions, dude. I was just talking cap.
Yeah.
Let me see. Who else have I given finishes to? Um, Damn, I guess I didn't have anybody in mind. You know what I mean? It's people sometimes they will take wrestlers coming up to me because it meant more to them than me. They'll come up and I don't even know. Like that Zima Ion. I know he has a different name right now, but like I know that I worked with him and taught him a lot. But he got the chance to say to me when I was at WWE doing that draft pick. He said, I just want you to know, like, you taught me like so much. Like it was a real pivotal moment in my career where, you took the time to when you were working with me to really explain everything and to teach me. And he just, and he was like, dude, I really appreciate it. And I've had several wrestlers do that where
Oh,
I didn't even
sure.
necessarily know. Like I was telling somebody about the Zima Ion story. Was it Sammy Callahan, I think, and he said the same. He goes, "He's the same thing to me when we worked at that up there in New York at that Syracuse show." And he said, "I learned so much that match. Like you taught me to go from here to here, and I was, I don't. Sometimes I don't know unless they come up and tell me. So that's like something that's really cool about being 300 years old and having wrestled for centuries is that, generations of the boys come through and then I learn, how much I've impacted their lives or their careers. Same thing, and it means a lot. It means a
Who,
lot. And
oh, I understand that. So when you were thinking about becoming a wrestler and you were watching people, was there that guy that you try to emulate?
no, no. You know what? Before I ever got trained and I was just a fan, then, I would emulate. Like I actually, like when I was kickboxing, we would wrestle at the kickboxing shows in a choreographed opening match. And then we would kickbox later and have like a fight. And then during that time, I mean, I was the Battle Creek Barbarian for a minute and tried to emulate the the Dingo Warrior, which would then be the Ultimate Warrior eventually,
Yeah.
because I was so taken by him. And Leaping Lanny Poffo really
Oh,
inspired me to think outside the box, and I liked doing acrobatic moves. But in 1989, December of that year, when I first met the Sheik and Sabu.
Now, the
And
original Sheik we're talking about, for fans who don't go back that far, we're not
right.
talking about the Iron Sheik. We're talking about the Sheik.
Yeah, there's so many Sheiks now. The guy that runs PCW in California goes by Sheik. I'm like, well, I'm not
Well,
gonna call you that,
it was a
dude.
chic, it was a chic thing back then to do. But go ahead.
Yeah. So anyway, when they started training me, that was Sabu's advice in particular. I remember him telling me, don't try to be like anybody else. There's already one of them. And also don't try and take somebody's spot, make your own spot. Those are
Yeah.
two things that really made a lot of sense to me that I implied.